Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bakal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect Akim on the four corners, pushing truth and sincerity. Peace be unto you. This is Matthew chapter 8 and verse 28. It says, and when he was come to the other side in the country of the Gerasenes, there met him two possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. And behold, they cried out, saying, what have we to do with thee, Yahushua, Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? And there was a good way off from them, and herd of many swine feeding. So the devils besought him, saying, if thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of swine. And he said unto them, go. And when they were come out, they went into the herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea, and perished in the waters. And they that kept them fled, and went their ways into the city, and told everything, and what was befallen to the possessed of the devils. And behold, the whole city came out to meet Yahushua, and when they saw him, they besought him that he would depart out of their coast. Now, this is to, give an example of, you got people out here that have, suffer from mental illness. This particular chapter deals with the brother that was, let me see if I can find it in Luke. Matter of fact, I think Luke does a little bit better job of explaining it. Luke, I want to say 5 or 4. Bear with me. I think it's 4 then. Okay, I'm back. I found it. It is Luke, the 8th chapter. I'm gonna start with verse 26. And they arrived at the country of the Gadarenes, which is over against Galilee. And when he went forth to land, there met him out of the city a certain man which had devils long time, and wear no clothes, neither abode in any house, but in the tombs. This is in modern day. Scripture says one of the curses that Most High said he will smite thee with madness. You got people like this. Some people that are on drugs, hardcore drugs. Maybe they had somebody spiked in their drink. They got some type of chemical imbalance, and they just a fucking bug out. Verse 27, which had devils long time. So he's had devils for a very long time. This is your mental illness. And wear no clothes, neither abode in any house, but in the tombs. When he saw Yahushua, he cried out and fell down before him with a loud voice, said, what have I to do with thee, Yahushua, Son of God Most High? I beseech thee, torment me not. For he had commanded the unclean spirit to come out of the man, for oftentimes it had caught him, and he was kept bound with chains and fetters, and he brake the bands, and was driven of the devil into the wilderness. Now, have you ever seen somebody that's like high or crazy, to be on drugs, and sometimes they don't even, they be like superhuman crazy. This is, you ever seen, well, probably most of you haven't, but some of those psych wards, they be taking sometimes 5, 6, 7 people just to restrain one crazy person. Verse 30. And Yahushua asked him, saying, what is thy name? And he said, Legion, because many devils were entered into him. And they besought him that he would not command them to go out into the deep. So these demons were having a conversation. They were speaking on the behalf of the God that they was possessing. They were having a full-blown conversation with Yahushua. Verse 32, and there was there an herd of many swine feeding on the mountain, and they besought him that he would suffer them to enter into them, and he suffered them, meaning he allowed them. Verse 33, then went the devils out of the man and entered into the swine, and the herd ran violently down a steep place into the lake, and were choked. Now, these are, this is going to demon possession. The spirits, they entered into a pig or swine, and then the swine, ended up, running down into a lake and choking themselves. And this is just to give you an example of, matter of fact, I'm keep reading on. Verse 34, it says, and when they that fed them saw what was done, they fled and went and told it in the city and in the country. Then they went out to see what was done and came to Yahushua and found the man out of whom the devils were departed sitting at the feet of Yahushua, clothed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. So they saw that was a miracle. You see, just imagine you see some like the town bug out in your town if you was a small town, or some bug out that you see all the time, talk to himself, chewing his shoelaces, and all of a sudden he's in his right mind, sitting at the feet of Yahushua worshiping him. Verse 36, they also which saw it told them by what means he that was possessed of the devils was healed. Then the whole multitude of the country of the Gadarenes round about besought him to depart from them, for they were taken with great fear. And when he went up into the ship and returned back again, now the man out of whom the devils were departed besought him that he might be with him. But Yahushua sent him away, saying, return to thine own house and show how great things God have done unto thee. So he wanted to follow Yahushua, be one of his disciples. He said, no, go home and, be a witness, for the miracles that, God has done. And that's a huge miracle. Verse 39, it says, and he went his way and published throughout the whole city how great things Yahushua had done unto him. And it came to pass that when Yahushua was returned, the people gladly received him, for they were all waiting for him. Now, there's going to come a time when we're going to be able to get spiritual powers like this. We're going to be able to heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, and stuff like that. We're going to be able, right now we're hearing people, spiritually, we're going to be able to heal physical ailments out here. Verse 41, and behold, there came a man named Jairus, and he was a ruler of the synagogue, and he fell down at Yahushua's feet and besought him that he would come into his house, for he had only one daughter, about 12 years of age, and she lay a dying. But as he went, the people thronged him, and a woman having an issue of blood 12 years, which had spent all her living upon physicians, neither could be healed of any, came behind him and touched the border of his garment, and immediately her issue of blood stanched. So it stopped. And Yahushua said, who touched me? When all denied Peter, and they that were with him said, Master, the multitude thronged thee and pressed thee, and sayest thou, who touched me? And Yahushua said, somebody have touched me, for I perceive that virtue is gone out of me. So I'm gonna keep reading on. And when the woman saw that she was not hid, she came trembling and falling down before him. She declared unto him before all the people for what cause she had touched him, and how she was immediately healed. And he said unto her, daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith hath made thee whole, go in peace. So this goes to show, like, the things that Yahushua said, the things that miracles you do, people gonna do better. People gonna want to be around the prophets. if the Most High gives you that power and your fame goes around, and you healing people, people gonna know who you are. People gonna be like, man, thank you. But let's say you heal a nigga in the world, let's say, or you help him with a few dollars, and a nigga he ain't gonna thank you. He gonna be like, yeah, I was grinding out, I was getting it like that. You heal somebody that's humble, that's stricken with mental illness, they're gonna thank you. Those ones are gonna be most appreciative. They're the one that's gonna publish your name. We're gonna be famous. And the Most High is gonna get all the glory. He's gonna also, Most High is gonna glorify his prophets as well. But we're gonna get fame, through that. Not through like your likes, your YouTube likes and stuff like that. Verse 50, and when Yahushua heard it, he answered him, saying, fear not, believe only, and she shall be made whole. Salaki, I skipped a verse 49. Let's go into not a whole nother thing, but a whole nother lesson that I would do. But on that note, I'll give all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. That belongs to the elders GMS who were well. Peace and salutations and shalom.